All right, so here's something that came out that I'm really interested to see, and I think that this is something that we should watch. Trump has, at least for now, approved key cars. Now, what are key cars? These are tiny cars. Okay, now we in America have put regulations in that ban most of these cars. Now, when you think about this, you think about little tiny cars, okay? These are cars that have like 660C engines. Tiny cars, small cars. So these are tiny cars. Think of smart cars. Y'all remember smart cars? Right? You remember those little smart cars that look like this? Those little tiny ass cars? Not even that big, like that. Think of that. Why haven't you seen them in a while? Because we made them pretty much illegal. Now, why did we ban these cars? Well, it's actually a good reason. It's not just because the lobbyists, a big car, he paid them to shut it down. It's dangerous as fuck to have these on the road. Number one, their top speed, not very high. Safety features in America, this thing can't have the safety features that we have in America, right? So what does this do? The negatives of this, right? Negatives, is that it makes insurance go up for everyone. Because if these things are on the road and the chances, if they get hit, it fucking crumbles this car and destroys it, kills the people. Now the insurance pays out, everyone's premium goes up. So there's actually a good reason. Now I know people don't like government oversight and shit like that. I get it, but there are also the libertarians out there, and I know you. I used to be kind of one of you a long time ago. It's like, well, yeah, but the market will price that in. No, privatized markets, regardless of how you want to price this in, are going to jack up the rates and going to jack up the rates on everyone if the government doesn't step in to regulate this. Because the reason that we have, I mean, honestly, the speed limit's too low now. The speed limits that we have, especially on the interstate, are based on numbers and max, crash, safety features from the 70s and 80s. Really, with the way that we've come so far, we could actually raise the speed limit. We don't do it because we want to minimize, the chances of an accident, because if you gave it 85, 90, 95, then there's less chance for correction, more chance of an accident. But from a safety feature standpoint, we technically could up it. You put a bunch of these tiny ass cars and trucks on the interstate, we're going to have a problem. Number one, they're going to cause a lot of accidents because they're so small that our other vehicles were designed to look at vehicles at a larger size, so we're not going to see them when we move in. I mean, here's the reason. My niece wanted to get her motorcycle license when she was like 19 or 20. And for her birthday, I got her a motorcycle helmet. And I told her, I said, I just want you to know I don't support this, but I want you to be happy. And she goes, why? You don't trust me? I said, no, I trust you. It's everyone else I don't trust. It's everyone else I don't trust. Because nobody looks for motorcyclists. No one fucking pays attention to them, even if you're the safest one in the world. Now, that being said, I still support her, but, it is what it is. So, and if anything, I'm going to buy her something that's safety feature, Give her enough money to get a good one, not a cheap one, a good quality helmet. Because I've seen enough helmets out there, enough bike helmets out there, right, that look like this. Fucking meat crayons, save their fucking skull, you know what I mean? Like, it's wild. So, low top speed, low visibility, and insurance premiums go up. So you might be saying to yourself, well, Stocky, if the reason we took these off the road ends up benefiting everybody, why is it a good thing that we're bringing them back? There's two sides to every coin here. This is the negatives. Positives. Number one positive, drives down non-sustainable car market. Competition. Competition drives it down, and the cost, number one. Number two, cost. So, supply and demand brings the prices of all vehicles down, and the cost of these allows that demand to go up. Because let me tell you something. These small cars, not just smart cars, but those little mini trucks, right? Those little fucking mini trucks that are 660 cc engines. I don't know why I put C here. They're not good for the highway. But with so many people working from home and so many people moving to suburbs and stuff like that, the secondary car, a lot of people's secondary car is the problem, right? You got to get a secondary car that you don't drive that much, that you may only use for trips to the grocery store or down the road, right? And you don't want to buy a golf cart. It's too far for that, and it's cold and there's weather and stuff like that. This is a viable option, could actually help drive down, because a lot of people buy their secondary vehicle on the secondary market, used vehicles or whatnot, but it still drives used cars up. They don't need their main car that they use for long trips or to drive to work and do all this other stuff. They need a secondary car for when they're home or when somebody else needs a vehicle. So what does that do? Drives the cost of all the vehicles down, and because of the more affordable for people with the small cars. Okay. Smaller cars are more affordable, and it can drive down the price of the overall vehicle market because there's competition for secondary vehicles. Okay, especially for people who only buy new. So how do you do this? How do you gauge this? How do you make it both sides? We're gonna see. It's all gonna come down to the DOT. The DOT is gonna have to change the regulations. Basically, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to regulate in a way where under a certain engine or size, you cannot go on certain roads. Whether it is roads that have 4 lanes, whether it's anywhere that has over a 60 mile per hour speed limit, whether it's, they're going to have to put a regulation in there. Now, obviously, there's going to be a discussion of whether these should be electric vehicles or combustible vehicles, but I think this is a positive. I do think this is a positive. I think if you can bring these in, sure, as somebody who owns Ford stock, it kind of sucks a little bit, but, maybe it'll force them to get in on it. But by bringing these in, you drive down prices due to supply and demand imbalance shifting, and the actual cost of them is much less. But that's on American, Stocky. These are foreign-made vehicles. I thought we were trying to bring back jobs here in America and rebuild the auto industry. Motherfucker, Ford has all of its jobs in Mexico. Shut up, all right? It's not like they're nobody. Shut up, okay? They shipped all their jobs off to Mexico after 2008 financial crisis. They took the money and ran, okay? All right? They don't do that shit, okay? Detroit's dead, okay, bro? All right? Don't come at me with that bullshit. You drive the price down. This is good. I think if they can get this in a regulation where it actually can be safe and not cause insurance premiums to go up for everybody because of the danger and stuff like that, they're also going to have to tweak the safety standards, and I think that's going to be the real problem. Because these things are just not big enough and powerful enough to fit or hold the amount of stuff we need for safety standards now. I think that there is a lot of positive that can come out of this. What the fuck are you talking about? I have a small car, and I traveled half of Europe with it. 80 miles per hour was not a problem at all for it. Congratulations to you, sir. Europe is not a car-first nation, first of all, bro. All right? We are. We literally, and it's not a good thing. I'm not bragging about it. But comparing driving across Europe with your little fucking 5-liter fucking go-kart is not the same comparing it to the streets and the interstates and the highways in America. Motherfucker, your European brain could not comprehend. It couldn't even fathom sitting in Los Angeles traffic. You couldn't fucking fathom that. You would get on I-95 and you would literally get off on an exit to start crying on the side of the road. You would get out of your car and you would lean up against it and just start bawling. The first time some big F-350 fucking with a lift kit on it pulls in front of you and fucking revs it and that black smoke comes on, you're gonna think you're a James Bond villain who just got fucking killed, okay? You're gonna get flipped off and you're not even gonna know what you're gonna do. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, you fucking American! And then it's gonna be like, he's gonna pull out a shotgun and you're gonna turn left and fucking crash into a minivan or some shit, okay? The first time you have to go to a gas pump, all right, and it's in gallons, not fucking liters, you're gonna be like, all right? You're gonna be on there and you'll be like, why can't I drive 400 kilometers an hour? We don't have kilometers, we have miles per hour. Why? Because we're idiots. We're exceptionalist idiots who think we're better than everybody. But that's cool. It's cool. You know? Why? Because we are who we are, okay? Sometimes the fucking weird kid in class, you make friends with him because you don't want him to show up to school one day and for a different reason, right? And if he does, you want to be friends, right? So that's what America is. I'm sorry, I'm blacking out.
Maybe you like...
So, my little man in his little car in Europe, I get what you're coming from and I appreciate your input, but you were a prick and I'm going to treat you as such, okay? Sit down and come back when you feel better. Yes, you can do that, but they're tiny cars. Okay, a lot of them don't have a lot of mileage. A lot of them don't have top speeds, and they don't have the safety features. And they're small, and you're not used to seeing these little tiny cars. Let me tell you something. If you're on a fucking interstate, okay, and you got a goddamn tractor trailer here, okay, you got your good old boy with his F5050, okay, which is what the fuck this car is supposed to be, and you have a minivan full of kids screaming in the back, and the dad is sitting there contemplating, like, why did I do this? I should have pulled out. I'll turn this around. And a little fucking mini smart car comes going, zoo, zoo, zoo. Number one. Let's say the little mini smart car didn't do shit, but this guy doesn't see him and clips him. Let's say he goes off into the ditch here. This motherfucker has thousands of pounds of steel, has brake systems, has fucking airbags everywhere and like that. He's gonna be in pain, but he's probably gonna survive it. You're gonna be turned into a fucking recycling can on the side of the road. Some homeless guy's gonna come pick you up and try to fucking get 5 cents for you. that it's just different. All right. I'm not, you know, it's not about you. Sometimes it's not about you being an unsafe driver. Other people may not be used to seeing it. Okay. But yeah, I think if the DOT can find